Alright guys, so I finally saw the movie Fury, with Brad Pitt, Shia LaBeouf, John Bernthal, and I can't remember the other guy's name, the other one before, and the other guy before that, Michael Campagna, I think is his name or something, I can't remember, and then some other guy, but anyway, so I finally saw the movie Fury, which came out last year, in October, I do believe, so I finally got a chance to watch it. I watched it on Netflix, and I just want to give out my review of it, even though I already know people have already reviewed it on YouTube, but I just want to give out my thoughts and opinion on the movie. And so, overall, I thought it was a pretty good war movie. I would put it up there. Like, I wouldn't say it's better. I mean, I've seen a fair amount of war movies. I've seen Saving Private Ryan, I've seen American Sniper, I've seen Black Hawk Down, etc., etc. So I guess I would put Fury up with like I would put it like up with American Sniper and Saving Private Ryan, but I wouldn't say it's better than those movies. But it kind of has the same type of thing that happens in this one, like in Saving Private Ryan. But I'll get to that. But overall, I thought this was a pretty good war movie, and just to warn you guys, in this review, there might be some spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie already, go out and see it before you watch my review, because there might be some spoilers. But anyway, though, so basically, if you guys don't know, or if, like I said, the movie's basically about a tank infantry group, and their tank's called Fury, that's why the movie's called Fury, and basically, they've been, the World War II is almost over. They've almost beat the Nazis. They're in like the heart of Germany with the tanks, and the tanks are having a hard time battling up against German tanks because the German tanks had had advanced military or advanced tanks, so they were wiping out American tanks pretty badly. So it's basically about how this group has been surviving all these years. Like, they fought, Brad Pitt's sergeant guy was saying that they fought in Africa, in France, Italy, Belgium, or something like that. Or basically, they've been fighting all over the place, and now they're finally in Germany, and they're ready to finish the war, and they're all battle-weary. You can see that. Like, they show no mercy to the Nazis. They kill every single one they see, and they hate them. And they pretty much are merciless. They don't show any mercy towards them. And one of their gunners gets killed, so they get a replacement, and they're not really nice to the replacement. Like, at first, the whole group is just being a complete asshole to this guy, and I'm like, wow, these guys are just complete assholes. But later on in the movie, you get why they were assholes to the kid, because they kind of toughened him up for the war, because and now this will have a spoiler here, if Brad Pitt did not have the kid shoot that German, he probably would have been weak, and he probably wouldn't have been able to kill as many Nazis as he had and help them with the war. So that's why he had that kid kill him, or had the kid shoot the Nazi, and then so that's like pretty much the only spoiler I'm gonna give you guys. But anyway, and so basically, they're not exactly the greatest. Like, they're pretty much being an asshole to this guy, but by being an asshole to him, they are helping him toughen up for the war and show him that war is ugly, in case people didn't already know it. But anyway, though, so the battle scenes were great. This was actually the first war movie I've seen with tank. I've never seen a tank battle or a tank warfare movie before. This was my first one that I've seen, and overall, I thought it was great. Like, the battles were great. I mean, and this was kind of like Saving Private Ryan, because, I mean, I wouldn't say it's quite as bloody and gruesome as Saving Private Ryan, but it's pretty damn close. Like, you see tanks rolling over people, you see heads getting shot off, I mean, lots of body limbs flying and shit. So, it's as violent as Saving Private Ryan, but not, like, it's as violent as Saving Private Ryan, I guess I'll say. The one thing I didn't really like, though, about this movie was, I know this is like a really petty thing to complain about, but one thing I didn't really like was, when the tanks were fighting and when gunfire was shooting at each other, like, the colors of the bullets were, like, green and red and all these different colors, and I'm like, this is like fucking Star Wars or something. I didn't really like that too much. I could have done without all the like green lights and red lights flashing when people were shooting at each other. I thought that was just like too Star Wars-ish. So yeah, I didn't really need that. But besides that, though, the fight scene, the war scenes were great. And what I also liked in this movie was when they took over a town. I liked the house scene with the sergeant, his rookie, and the two German women. I thought that was very interesting to watch. And yeah, I mean, it was just really interesting on what American soldiers or whoever did after they took over a town, how they raided houses, how they, entertained themselves when they weren't fighting. It was very interesting. I thought that this scene was I thought that those scenes were very interesting with the house, so I really liked those scenes. And again, they show the group and the sergeant he isn't quite an asshole like the other guys, but he doesn't really stop them being assholes to people or being assholes to the rookie. He pretty much just kind of lets it go. But by doing that, though, I think he also, again, had that kid toughen up, which is what he needed the kid to do. But anyway, though, so the group, I thought the whole house scene was interesting, and then when the group comes in, then it was even more interesting, because you didn't know what those soldiers were going to do with those German girls, or what was going to happen. So I kind of liked that. I thought that was interesting. And then after, the bombings happen in, the city, again, the infantry team, that tank team, again, are being assholes to the kid, but they show him, that war's ugly and you can't show affection towards other people, or you can't, I don't know, I guess you can't really feel sorry for them or something, I don't know, but anyway, though, you can't, I don't know, but anyway, though, so it was interesting with that, and, one thing and I liked that, and again, I liked the tank warfare. Besides, gun battles with soldiers, they had tank warfare where they were shooting at other enemy tanks and they were having battles, and that was intense to watch. And then, besides that, the last battle they had with 300 German soldiers. This one to me was a little confusing because I didn't know. From the story, I didn't really get why they... I get why they stood their ground. They didn't want to lose their tank and yada, yada, yada. But what I didn't get is why they didn't call in backup. I think it was because his radio wasn't working or something like that. But I still would have tried the radio again, for God's sakes. But I knew, as soon as... I knew that once their tank broke down and they were like, all right, we're staying, I was like, this is like Saving Private Ryan, and most of you are not going to make it out alive. And that's pretty much what happened. I mean... I'm not going to say how many of them made it out alive, but not too many of them made it out alive at the end. But they did take out a lot of Nazis with them, so I'll give them that, I guess. But I don't really know why they stayed. For one, I don't know if I would have stayed or not, but maybe it was good that they did stay, because then they wiped out most of the Nazis. I guess maybe I would have stayed. I don't know. But again, so that kind of had that Saving Private Ryan cliche, but... regardless, overall, again, I thought it was good, and the ending scene when the field medics are, helping out the people who survived that battle, and you see, and as, they pan out, you see all the dead bodies of soldiers, the Nazis and the Americans at the end, and then, it just, in the movie ends. I thought that was pretty interesting, and, I guess they could have done a little bit more with the ending. They could have, explained after this, the war was over, or after this, the kid went home. I don't know. They could have done something with the ending. I'm not going to, complain too much about the ending, but I thought they could have given us a little more detail at the end. But again, I like that panning out view when it's, going up into the sky and you see all those bodies of soldiers on the ground. I thought that was interesting. So, overall, like I said, I enjoyed the movie. The actors were great. I thought that Brad Pitt did a good job. I thought the kid did a good job. The rookie, I can't remember what that kid's name is, or what the guy's name is who plays the rookie. But I thought he did well, and it kind of showed for the movie, how he was scared and nervous to get into the war, and at the end he was killing Nazis left and right, and he was showing, and he was like being more tougher, I guess, about it. And I also thought that the other guys did a good job, even though they were assholes. They helped toughen up the kid, and they had like a brotherly, like a soldier brotherly compassion for each other, which I thought was kind of cool. So I thought that all those guys did well too. So overall, guys, I thought Fury was a pretty good movie. I was not bored once watching this movie. It had my attention the whole movie. And overall, I thought it was a good war movie. I would put it up there again with some of the other movies I listed before. But again, out of 10 stars, I'll give it a... I'll give it a 7... Well, okay. I gotta think about this. I'm sorry, guys. Out of 10 stars, I actually have thought about this before I reviewed this, but out of 10 stars, I'll give it a 7. Yeah, I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10 stars. And again, overall, I thought it was a pretty good movie. It shows how violent war is and how ugly war is, in case you didn't already know. And it shows what it can do to people when they have to continue fighting for years and years. It shows what it does to them. And so yeah, overall, I guess I'll give it a... Actually, I'll bump it up. I know this isn't much, but I'll give it a 7.7 out of 10 stars. That's going to do it for my review, guys. Let me know what you guys thought of Fury. Like my video, comment on my video, subscribe to my channel, guys, and I will talk to you soon.